Hey people, welcome back to your friendly neighborhood daily gaffer. I'm your boy Mr. Wrong and Strong, aka, no, it's just Wrong and Strong today. Before I continue, guys, it has been a very slow day in the world of football. There's not much going on. This has probably been my most painful daily gaffer to administer, because that's what it feels like right now. It feels like I'm administering some content because there's not much to talk about. Nothing new is really happening. Nagelsmann, Tuchel, Everton, Rashford, bit of news there. Yeah, but before I find something to talk about, please, if you're enjoying my daily gaffers, if you're enjoying Armchair Gaffers, if you're new to Armchair Gaffers, check us out first and foremost, and see if you like us. And if you do, please like us, subscribe, and share. You know, maybe show one of your friends about Armchair Gaffers. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because we, as you know, the script right now, we have to unite against the algorithms. They are against us. They don't want us to succeed. Yada yada yada. And all of that. I won't bore you guys much longer today. It's a Saturday. I'm sure you got better things to do. I don't, which is why I'm still here. So let's look at the news. So it's official that Bayern Munich have sacked Julian Nagelsmann unexpectedly, and they've hired Thomas Tuchel. I was gonna say they've grabbed Thomas Tuchel, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a smash and grab. He's like literally a bolt from the blue. He's in charge now. He said that Bayern Munich can challenge for all trophies. This tells us something we don't know. I think I did read that part of the problem with Nagelsmann, Julian, was that he was he rode a skateboard to training or around the training complex. He drove a motorcycle around town. They didn't like this. The old traditional, the Salihamidzics, your Khans and so forth, were not too fond of this kind of behavior. They want a more traditional manager. But I guess if you hire a young man, you're gonna get a man that does young man things. They really wanted Tuchel, which is why they acted fast. They didn't want anyone else to get him, I guess. However, the fallout from Nagelsmann being sacked is that a lot of other teams' ears have been pricked up. I think in recent years, the allure of a young manager has been more and more appealing. You know, I'm not going to name any names, but there are quite a few young managers out there who have made their name, and some are making their name. So the allure of a young manager of new ideas is much the rage right now. You know, gone are the days of the dinosaurs. I'm not going to name any names, but yeah, those days are over. Tottenham apparently are interested in Nagelsmann. The thing is, Conte is still the gaffer. He's still the boss at Spurs, so we don't know what's happening there. Would Nagelsmann want to come in before the season's up and maybe, you know, bed in, ready for a good long preseason, and then hit the ground running next season? Possibly, but remember, he still has to qualify. He'll still have objectives for the season. Tottenham aren't in a position right now in the league where they can just say, yeah, cool, this season's a write-off. Let's just, focus on building for next season. No, they're still very much, they've got a battle on their hands to ensure a top 4 finish. So now may not be the best time to get a new manager in. However, do they want to risk him having his head turned elsewhere? And also, I think it's being a bit misconstrued. Nagelsmann has allegedly said, this was back in 2021, that he would work in the Premier League one day. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he'll go to Tottenham. You know, we may look at Nagelsmann from his time at, was it Hoffenheim, I think? I forget. Possibly Hoffenheim. If I'm wrong, forgive me. And then RB Leipzig, getting them to the semi-finals of the Champions League. And then and really establishing them as a top 4 Bundesliga side. And then what he's done at Bayern Munich, won the Bundesliga last season, I believe, and a couple German cups. We may think that he's the manager who doesn't need big funds to get what he wants done. That may or may not be the case, but we don't know if Tottenham is the right environment as a whole. I'm talking about from right at the top the board right down to the players and the staff. I'm not sure if that's where he'd want to be. I mean, there's the Premier League and then there's Tottenham. Like the two aren't synonymous with one another. So he may be looking for a different move. I'm not sure if Italy's still appealing. Everyone's aware that there could be a vacancy at Real Madrid. Carlo Ancelotti is apparently being looked at by the Seleção, the Brazilian Seleção, sorry. So he may be moving on there. So Nagelsmann wouldn't be short of choices. And let's be honest, it is quite a steep drop from Real Madrid, from Bayern Munich to a team like Spurs. I'd even say from Bayern Munich down to Arsenal perhaps might be a steep drop. I'm trying to be fair here, guys. So let's not think that Nagelsmann to Spurs is a foregone conclusion. Let's just keep our ears open. But as I said earlier, the manager of Tottenham Hotspur is still Antonio Conte. So let's just keep our ears peeled there and see what happens. We've got some news. Apparently, there's a coach at Chelsea called Anthony Barry. And apparently Tuchel's going to want him in his coaching staff at Bayern Munich. It may or may not be true, but again, this Nagelsmann sacking has got ramifications, wide-reaching ramifications. Everton on a financial fair play allegation. And apparently the Premier League have referred Everton to an independent commission over an alleged breach of financial fair play rules relating to the 2021-22 season, and follows an official complaint made during that campaign by then Premier League rivals Leeds and Burnley. Okay, I see. So Everton have been referred. We'll see what happens there. They have been spending a lot of money with very, very little return. Another example of money not fixing all, if any, of your problems. They've spent big on some players. And a few years back, they signed Richarlison for, I'm going to say it was over 30 million, and that's me being conservative. It may be even over 50 million. They even turned down a supposed bid of 80 million from him from Barcelona about 2 years ago, only to sell him for around about 60, I guess I might be wrong, to Spurs. They signed Amari Gray for quite cheap. They signed Neil Maupay, Dwight McNeil, Mikalenko. Iwobi was big money, nearly 40 million from Arsenal. Onana, Doucouré, Idrissa Gana Gueye came back. They've been spending money, Everton, and they haven't really got much to show for it. They spent a lot of time. They wasted a lot of time under the stewardship of Frank Lampard, and I think they're paying the cost for that right now. What else do we have, guys? There's not much going on. Oh, Southgate hints that Ivan Toney could make his debut for England versus Ukraine. Do England need to move on from Harry Kane? No. I think Harry Kane and England are a combination that works well together. I think any striker now coming up in England just faces the battle to displace Harry Kane as numero uno. However, I do believe that Tottenham need to move on from Harry Kane. It's a completely different scenario. Tottenham haven't got the depth and quality that England have. And I feel like it's weird. I need to find a way to get my point across a lot more concisely. But I feel that Harry Kane is possibly holding Tottenham Hotspur back. Guys, there's not much news. Like, literally, I'm going through everything. There's not much news. I'm going to read some comments that we've had on our videos, Instagram and YouTube over this last week or so, because there's not much else going on. So, let's go there. Got a comment here from our good friend, the Chicken Connoisseur, good friend of ours here on Armchair Gaffers. One of the few people that actually own the fabled, it's not here, the fabled Armchair Gaffer jersey. So this was in response to me saying that Harry Kane is world class. He said, I don't think he's really that world class. Ivan Toney's probably better nowadays. Kane's the England poster boy, so pundits and media will always gas him up for being appointed on pens anyway. I don't think Ivan Toney and Kane are on the same level. I don't know, man. Ivan Toney is doing good, but there are levels to this. Like, players throughout all leagues, throughout all generations, have periods where they're quite good, but you can't just throw them into your national team. So I disagree that that Ivan Toney is on Kane's level. This is from Ceonaz, Ceonaz 1665. Until I see some silverware, he's a bum. Never seen his armpits. He don't lift nothing. That's actually hilarious. Never seen his armpits. That's a good way of putting it. You had me lost for a sec there about the armpits. Cool. This comment from Baines on Toasts 1, who I believe is Nathan with a new alias. He's got the same picture as Nathan. Nathan, long-term armchair gaffer subscriber, long-term armchair gaffer troll. The only English record scorer I recognise is Ellen White, someone who won a trophy with England and showed up in tournaments. Wow, okay, cool. David Ade 6664. Rooney greater than Kane. Rooney been doing it on the big stage. No goals in finals. Harold Kane is good, but when it matters, he can't perform. I think if you were to pick an all-time England 11, which I did do yesterday, who would I have? What are you playing actually? I'll be playing a 4-4-2 because it's England. And would I have Kane or would I have Rooney? For me, it's a no-brainer. Although Kane got to a final and a semi-final with England, you got to put everything into context. I feel like Rooney was playing an England team that was stifled by trying to fit in Lampard, Gerrard, and at times possibly Scholes. Was that before Rooney's time? Possibly not. But trying to fit in Lampard and Gerrard into the same England starting lineup with inept coaches is what caused England's lack of success. So I think we got to judge Rooney on that. Kane is playing in a team, for me, that has far more depth and far more quality than most, if not all, of the teams that Rooney was playing under or playing in. Defensively, the old teams were better. You know, Ferdinand, Terry, Sol Campbell. Yeah, those kind of players. But I think as a whole, I think John Stones is quality. Harry Maguire is ever present, but I won't go into detail on how I feel about him. But I think that Harry Kane has got nothing on. On Wayne Rooney. Harry Kane has nothing on Wayne Rooney. Got a comment here from Jera. Sorry guys, my reading is bad. My writing is even worse. Like Jeremiah Miterio 7501. I need to understand, why has everybody got a number at the end of their YouTube name? Is that what YouTube does when you put your name in? Or I don't get it. He said, great content idea for a segment. Fix my player or top six only. E.g., Fabio Vieira needs to bulk up and stop being passive. Give Trent a man-marking tasking that should improve his concentration, because that's what lets him down. So improving players. So they're saying give Fabio Vieira some muscle, give Trent some concentration. How would we improve? How would we improve? Let's see. Who's a good one to go for? Let's go look at all the big teams. How would we improve KDB? How would we improve a player like KDB? Like, what is the thing that's keeping him from being great? He's got a left foot. He's got a right foot. He's great. He's got a left foot, got a right foot, can pass, he can shoot. Okay, I got one for KDB. Arriving in the box for headers. Make him aerially dominant on attacking headers. I think adding that attribute will take him from KDB to King KDB. Let's look at Bukayo Saka. What can we do to add to Bukayo Saka's game? He makes good decisions. He gets as many assists as goals. He's strong. He's fast. I think crossing. Left foot and right foot crossing. It might sound a bit weird because he does get assists on both feet, but make his deliveries. Give Bukayo Saka free kicks. Give Bukayo Saka free kicks. I know he takes in-swing corners for Arsenal, but give him attacking free kicks, like ones that shots on goal at James Ward-Prowse level, and I think we start looking at him in a whole nother plane, because right now we rate Ward-Prowse just based on the free kicks. So give Saka free kicks and see where it takes his game. Since we're talking about Saka, I might as well go to his mate Marcus Rashford. I don't think Rashford beats players. If you actually watch him play, he doesn't really beat players. He likes the ball in behind. I know there has been 1 or 2 times this season, I know against Burnley and maybe Newcastle, that was last season, where he's had a amazing run and scored, but they were freak instances. And also, Rashford does better in terms of goal scoring when he does less in terms of dribbling. So that when he just focuses on being in the right place at the right time, he actually scores more goals. However, give him the ability that Martinelli and Saka have to beat a man one-on-one consistently and regularly, and I think we'll see a whole new Rashford. That's it. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. This has been a very difficult daily gaffer for me because there's no news. Yeah, a bit of housekeeping. Check out my interview with comedian Jacob Hawley. It was fantastic. We did talk a lot about Arsenal. But we mentioned other teams as well. I'll put the link in the description. Hopefully I remember. I'll try and put some boxes in the corner so you can click on that. Our main podcast is back. It's out every week as normal. This week we'll be doing it as a live stream on Sunday night immediately after the England game. So there'll be no podcast on Monday morning. It'll be out the night before via live stream. We've got an appearance on another podcast coming up soon, but I don't know if I can say it. It's top secret, but it's happening very soon. Kind of a big deal too. So I'll leave that for now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on another Daily Gaffer. You've been great. I've been Jess. Peace out.